Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenny. So in today's video, I will be reviewing the Colourpop No Filter Foundation, and actually this is going to be a foundation, concealer, loose setting powder, pressed powder from the No Filter collection from Colourpop, because I hadn't tried any of those products before and I have them right here with me. So I got the foundation, which is the new product, and also I hadn't tried their concealers, so this is the first time I'll be trying it as well. And I also purchased the No Filter setting powder. I got the translucent one, and I have the No Filter sheer pressed powder. So if you want to see everything and all the jazz and all these products and how they perform, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, so in regards to the foundation, I ended up getting two shades. So I got shade 115. This one, it's supposed to be for golden olive undertones, which is normally the shade that works for me. And 120, I got it as a backup just in case that one didn't match me perfectly. The 120, it's supposed to be a neutral foundation for golden undertones. And in regards to the concealers, so this is the first time I also got their No Filter concealers. I ended up choosing medium 22 and medium 26, but right away I know 22 is going to be a completely fail because it's too light for me, so I hope 26 will work for me. And I got the No Filter setting powder in the translucent. I know that they also have the banana and they have a darker setting powder. And then lastly, I did get the sheer pressed powder, and I got this one in the medium dark so that it goes with my foundation. I think the foundation retails for $12. I think the concealer was like about $6 and the powders were about $9. And I think what was really hype about this collection was that they actually came out with a ton of different shades, so it should be very easy for you to find a color for you. But let's get into the application. I actually really like the packaging. It's just a glass bottle that has some stars around, and it comes with a pump. It doesn't have a cap, so I think it might have, yeah, it does have like a lock feature where I guess it will prevent foundation from spilling. So I'm really hoping the 115 will be the right match for me. As always, I will be applying one side of my face with a beauty sponge and the other side with a makeup brush. So let's just start applying this. I'm just gonna do what I always do, putting it on the back of my hand. It's pretty liquidy. So I'm going to start by doing the right of my face with a beauty sponge. And I'm going to just dab it all over my face. Ooh, I think this one would actually be a really good color match for me. Yes, I think this color is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and add more pumps because I need more. I know that they have a lot of shades, and it's sometimes it can be hard to find your right foundation shade, but I'm really happy that this color works perfectly for my skin tone. Yeah, this is definitely the perfect match. And as you can see right now, I pretty much applied 2 layers of the foundation. I don't know if this foundation is completely matte. To me, I feel like I'm getting more of a satin finish, but I really love that this color seems to be working really fine. So let me just show you. So on this side, I have already pretty much 2 layers of foundation, and I don't have anything on this side. I definitely like the finish. It's very pretty. I personally don't like completely matte foundations, so that's why I really like this finish. Yeah, it's definitely a satin finish. And to me, right now, I think it's a solid medium coverage foundation. I think you can probably build it up. So I had a little bit more here. And I know that this, I have a vein here that always shows off with foundations. But look, with 3 layers, pretty much it's completely gone. So I definitely feel that you can build this up to a full coverage foundation. I think if you just do normal, maybe 2 thin layers as I did, it covers up pretty much all of your imperfections. And I think if you add more foundation in areas where you need more coverage, then it can totally be full coverage. It feels light and I like that so far. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the other side, and I'm probably gonna apply less product because I'm gonna be using a makeup brush, and you know how makeup brushes provide a lot more coverage, as you can see right here. Now, yeah, I think this side, it will probably give me a more full coverage than I did or what I got on the other side, because I guess I don't have to explain it again, but you know, when you use a foundation brush, foundation goes on more full coverage because the brush doesn't soak up as much product as the beauty sponge does. Yeah, I don't even want to apply a second layer on this side just because it gave me a really great coverage. Honestly, the brush I think might be the way to go with this foundation. I mean, it all depends on personal preference, but at least we know that it works well with either a brush or a beauty sponge. But I did feel that I had to apply more product with a beauty sponge, but I think that's just expected. I did like 2 or 3 pumps and I still have foundation left over on the back of my hand. So that's why I'm telling you guys, I don't think you use that much product with a makeup brush. And just for reference, I'm using a Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. So for some reason, I do notice that on this side that I applied the foundation a little bit earlier, the color started oxidizing a little bit. It's almost like I have like a thin whitish tone on top of my foundation, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't think that has ever happened with other foundations. And overall, if I look at my face from a distance, I think it looks okay, but it's just something that I notice as I am looking really close in my mirror. So I'm really hoping that once I set it, maybe I would no longer see that. But overall, I really like the coverage. It definitely feels light. And as you build up the product, I think you can go from medium to full coverage for sure. I really like when I apply the foundation in the first place, but it just started turning a little bit ashier. I'm a little bit concerned about that, if I'm being honest, just because when I first applied the foundation, I was very happy with how my finish looked and the color matching and everything, but as I am looking at my face, it is turning a little bit ashy, especially around this area. I don't see that much on the higher points of my face. It's mostly on this area around my mouth. I'm not gonna apply any more foundation because I honestly don't think that I need it. I'm satisfied right now, so let's move on to concealer, and I'll be using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and this is actually the first time that I try it, so I wasn't sure what was gonna be my shade online. I figured that what better concealer will go with this foundation than the same No Filter Concealer. I think I'm gonna go with medium 26. Still on the lighter side of the concealer that I would normally wear, but we'll see. Actually, it looks pretty good. I mean, yes, it is a little bit too light, but I'm not gonna go heavy-handed. So we'll see how this applies. Ooh, I can see that it dries down pretty fast. I'm still blending and I feel like it's drying pretty quickly on me, so I'm trying to work it fast so that it doesn't look funny. I love the coverage, I'll tell you that. I think I could have probably gone a shade darker, but oh well, that's what I have and that's what we're gonna work with here. I feel that with this concealer, I've heard mixed reviews, and some people that really liked it and some other people that don't, so I figure I'll try it for myself. You have to blend it pretty fast. But at the same time, I think it costs, what, like $6? So you can't really go wrong with that price tag. But we shall see. I still have to wear it longer to see if it creases and all of that. So at the end of my day, I will be giving you an update on what I think. So this is what the setting powder looks like. And I ended up going with the translucent one because I wasn't sure if the banana powder was gonna be too dark for me. And then for the powder, I actually got the medium dark, which should also match my foundation. So I'm gonna use the loose powder. Let me remove. It comes with this little plastic thing to protect the powder from spilling. And I will be using the loose setting powder to set my concealer. Let me just make sure that I don't have any creases under my eyes. And then I'm gonna go into the powder and just set my under eye. Oh yeah, it is pretty translucent. Oh, I have an eyelash. Okay. Yeah, it is definitely pretty translucent. I think the concealer with this powder looks really, they look really great together. But I still have to see how it works throughout the day, so I'm not giving you any final opinion yet. And then I'll be using the pressed powder in medium dark to set the rest of my face. I normally don't. Ooh, this is a little bit dark. I don't know. Let me see. I think I have to use a light layer because it does give you extra coverage. So I'm just gonna set, you know, the areas where I normally tend to crease, which is my forehead, and then the contour bronzing areas of my face, my chin, and my smile lines, and just a little bit around my nose. I just want to show you that my brush was clean before I applied the pressed powder, and as you can see, the bristles of the brush definitely have a lot of pigment. So that's why I feel that you have to go very light-handed with this powder. My complexion looks really nice. I'll give Colourpop the no filter point because my face does look flawless and it looks nice. I'm not gonna complain about that. I still feel that the foundation did oxidize a little bit around my mouth. I'm gonna continue finishing the rest of my face and I'll be back with you. Okay guys, so I completed the rest of my face, and I mean, so far my whole complexion looks very pretty, but I think I need more time so that I can give you my final thoughts on this foundation. So I'll check in with you at the end of my day before I go to bed so that you can see what I think of this foundation, concealer, and the powders. So I'll see you later. Hey guys, I'm back. So it is currently 9:57, so it's almost 10 p.m. And I'm sorry, I don't think I showed a time when I first put on the foundation, but it was around 3 p.m. So you can say I have been wearing this foundation for about 7 hours. So I know it's not a full 8 hours wear test, but to me that's enough time for me to tell whether the foundation will last, I guess. But yeah, let me actually zoom you in as I normally do so that you can see what I see. Alright, so I think overall the foundation looks really good still, but I do see some problem areas. I think the major issue that I see is that the foundation oxidized. I think the areas where I find that it oxidized the most is around my mouth. It did settle a little bit right here on my smile lines and also right here in my forehead. I always say this, I have very deep smile lines and I do have a little wrinkle right here in between my brows. So it is very common for foundations to just settle into those lines. So I'm not really bothered by that because I know that just happens. But overall, I think the finish of the foundation, it is still a satin semi-matte foundation. I don't think it's a fully matte foundation, which is something that I actually prefer. If I didn't say it, I do have a combination skin type. I'm not gonna say that I don't like that foundation. I think it's an okay foundation. I will give this foundation a 7 out of 10, just because to me the oxidizing issue can be bad, but the actual foundation, the finish and the way it wears really nice. I think it works well with the concealer and with the loose setting powder that I apply. Let me actually zoom you back out. I think one of the things that also made it worse, it was applying the sheer pressed powder. Just as I said, when I first applied this powder, I felt that it has a lot of coverage. Let me show you. So I just swatched it in my finger, and just look how the swatch is very thick and intense. I find that that powder definitely will give you more coverage. And let me actually show you. I'm gonna clean my finger on a tissue and just look at the white tissue. That's just one swipe of the powder. So I think using that powder on top of the foundation, I think made it worse in regards to the color situation. I probably will stick to just using the loose setting powder, the translucent color on top of the foundation. So I think that's what also made it worse. Now, when it comes to the concealer, honestly, this was my first time using the concealer, so I definitely love the coverage. I think it did crease a little bit right here, but it's nothing really too bad. And I just have to remind myself, this concealer was $6. So honestly, you cannot really go wrong with that. So I really like that. And then I really like the loose setting powder. I honestly think this is perfect for baking or just setting overall your face makeup. For $9, that's a steal. So I will give this powder a 10 out of 10. Now the concealer, did I give it a score? I think I give it a 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. Yeah, that's the final score. Just because it did crease a little bit, and it's okay. I can live with that. Lastly, in regards to the No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, which is this little compact right here, I think I still wanna give this powder a second try, but in a different setting. I don't think I will probably use this to set a foundation or to set this foundation in particular. It's very pigmented. I'll probably use this on those days that I only use concealer and use this powder to give me extra coverage in certain areas where I need it the most. But that's just me. I think that wraps up my thoughts on all of the products that I tried today. And just a quick reminder, I think that overall the No Filter collection from Colourpop, it is definitely really great. If you find colors that work for you, the formula, it's really great. I know that they came up with like 40 or plus foundation shades, so you should be able to find your color. And with that being said, just remember that they are also very affordable. I think that with all of the products that I purchased, I could have probably just how about one other high-end foundation, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, that's my experience and my thoughts in regards to these products. I really hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done that yet, subscribe to my channel down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.